Hey, what is up, everybody? This is your boy KOKG Robust. Today I am bringing you guys some more Call of Duty Advanced Warfare competitive tips, tricks, map knowledge, and basically drills. This is just an overall name. Not actually going to bring you guys all this stuff in one video. That's like several hours of gameplay, which you guys are probably going to get tired and bored of seeing. Probably gonna fall asleep after at least half an hour. But I'm gonna break it down today. What I use, my competitive classes. These are also my pub classes too. Just letting you guys know, the competitive, I don't believe in using variants. Neither does my clan. This is all up to you. This is not my decision to make for you guys whether you use variants or not. It's just that's your guys' choice. If you guys think it does better with variants, go for it. I do better with variants, but I learned without variants because it's just a proper thing to do. If you go into GBs and no variants, and you can't use the IMR, there's certain restrictions just like in esports, but the IMR is not restricted in esports, but variants aren't allowed in obviously no variant GBs. But basically, I'm going to show you all my battle classes and my SMG classes. And this last class, we'll start out. It's called Grind Out. I don't know why I put a 2 there, but it's basically just whatever gun I want to put. It's the only class that I will use variants on. So if I wanted to get diamond on my H-bar, I would put that in there, because I'm not going to make 10 classes of the H-bar just to get better with it. But I'm going to get straight to my competitive classes. First, we're going to start with the BAL 27. Now, for my BAL 27, the first class is an AR Slayer class. I use this when my teammates when I have a teammate playing OBJ, if someone's already taken the anchor role, and we already got an SMG Slayer or basically an AR Slayer support. So I'll play AR Slayer. I play this class quite a bit actually. This is my main class, my main go-to class half the time. Anchor is most likely my first or my favorite class. But on my Slayer class, I got my BAL 27, with obviously no variants, as I stated before, but I'm not going to state it anymore. For my attachments, I got 4-grip stuff and quick draw. This is all up to you. If you guys don't like stock and you want to go with something like an RW1 for a secondary, go with it. But I find stock helpful for me, and I don't think I need a secondary for my class. But I got lightweight just so I can move around the map faster. You know, it's good to get to your point and your objective fast, especially when you're trying to protect the OBG player. Second perk is fast hands, so I can reload while sprinting, swap weapons, use exo abilities, and use exo launcher faster. Pretty self-explanatory in the definition there. Just like a lightweight, move faster. So explanatory. And perk 3, I use Toughness and Blast Suppressor. Now, Toughness is an odd little perk. It does not reduce your flinch by 75% like it would in Black Ops 2. In fact, your flinch will probably be reduced by 25 to 40%, anywhere between there. But if you want to see that, go look at Drifter's channel. He'll give you statistics on Toughness. I don't do that statistical stuff. But it's basically between Toughness and Scavenger. That's your choice on your preference there. If you do better with Scavenger on and you like the flinch, and go ahead, pick Scavenger. That's just what works for you. Don't forget, out of all of this, I'm just showing you the classes I use. But I'm really encouraging you guys, like, if you want to use my classes, go ahead. If it works for you, do it. But I'm just encouraging you guys to go and make classes that work for you, not just copy other people's classes. Now, this is not technically copying other people's classes, because there's like millions of people who use exact classes I'm using right now. Maybe every single class exactly. Who knows? But still, if you guys can make your own classes that suit you, even though they might be the same as everybody else, then you're going to be the most effective in game. But my second perk 3 perk is Blast Suppressor on this class. Invisible on minimap and performing exo movements. It's basically like UAV, but it's not UAV. It stops you from showing up exo movements, obviously. So exo sliding, exo abilities, exo shooting, exo launcher, anything like that. Exo boosting, using your exo suit in general. It just stops you from showing up on the minimap when you're using exo movements. There's a difference though between that and low profile. Low profile is invisible to UAVs, obviously. It's basically like Ghost in Black Ops 2. And it's basically like off the grid from Ghost. And it stops you from being tracked by tracking rounds and exo ping. which you wouldn't see that very often in competitive anyway. It's not many people even use that. But now we're going to move on to my anchor class. Same perks, the same sort of meaning behind them all, same attachments on my bow, but I have an overkill more sniper. I pack this rifle. I'm going to be, normally when I'm an anchor, I stay behind the pack while they go up for a bit. I get their sniper cover from behind, and I move up slowly and cautiously, because I'm also, not just because I'm the anchor, just because most people think an anchor does flanks and flanks and flanks, but an anchor actually is the one that stops your teammates from being flanked. In fact, you're the one with the sniper. You're the one that sees everything. In soccer, you got your forwards, your middle. I forget the position for that position, but whatever. And then you got your defense. And some people have a sweeper, but really, the goaltender is what sees the whole game. The goaltender sees if there's a player offside who to cover, and it's the goaltender's job to make those callouts. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying the anchor is the only one that's supposed to make callouts, because everyone should be making callouts. It just makes it easier on everybody in general. But the anchor is the main guy. He's the back of the crew. He's the head of the crew, basically. Not for team captain. Like this is nothing to do with captain or who takes bomb, because anchor should not be taking bomb at all. If anything, the anchor should be hanging back with the more sniper, looking and picking people off, or just calling people out as you see them, so your teammates ahead of you know, and they don't just get all three-pieced. Because I remember some games where I'd have to go up, my teammates would all get three-pieced because I made horrible callouts, and yeah, they could have done better in like decisions-wise of going in to the gunfights and choosing the challenging. But overall, it's the callouts. If you know where the enemy is, that's half the battle. And COD is 90% communication, 10% skill fighting. So, if you got the communication on your side, regardless if you're scumpy or not, you should be pretty successful. Next is going to be my, I don't know why this is AR Slayer class. This is supposed to be my AR S&D class, but I think this was my AR Slayer class before. I think I used to have two of them, I don't know why. But this is actually my AR S&D class. Please ignore the title for this. It's S&D. S&D. Everything has the same purpose, except you play more of a casual type of play style. You don't rush up in S&D. This class is not made to be rushing up in. It's good for offense and defense. Just don't be rushing around in it. You're not that player. If you're going to be rushing around, EXO Overclock is the EXO ability to have on your class. I'm using EXO Mute Device. It's basically dead silence from Ghost and from Black Ops 2. You guys are probably wondering why I'm saying Ghost. I say Ghost because even though I still play Ghost, a lot of you guys might play Ghost, a lot of you might not play Ghost. A lot of my friends do have Ghost, and so do my clanmates. They all have Ghost, and they've all played at some point. Knowing they play competitive COD, well, a lot of them play professional COD for over 7 years. This is ongoing, their 8th year now. But EXO Mute Device, it's perfect when we're slowing the play down, making sure people don't hear every move, because you know when it's dead quiet in the room and you can hear a mouse squeaking, it's pretty damn quiet. That's basically you running around with EXO Overclock instead of using EXO Mute Device. Because my teammate, he's very smart with it. He'll use it running around the map, and he'll get into a position and he'll sit there for a bit, and camping and sitting there is completely different. Sitting there because you're thinking and looking for the enemy and trying to pay attention and listen for the bomb to be planted is not camping. Just because someone sits in a corner for 20 seconds or 30 seconds because they're trying to think of what to do is not camping. So don't assume when someone sits there for like 20 minutes in search that they're camping. 20 minutes, 20 seconds, like, I'm just exaggerating here. But overall, he'll go up behind somebody when he sees them. He'll put EXO Mute Device on so they don't hear him, and he gets the gunfight win every time. Because if they hear you, they can easily just turn around and pop you, and you won't expect it. But if you have your EXO Mute Device on, and you kill them from behind, they will not expect anything. Like, they'll just be dead in a second and be like, what the hell happened? Yes, I got peripherals on. The reason why is obviously increases minimap coverage. Taking out enemies without revealing their death locations is important too, but mainly for the minimap coverage. It makes your minimap bigger. And if your minimap's bigger, you can see more action going on, and you can see more accurately where your enemies are. On the UAV, you can see where everybody is, but with the minimap coverage bigger, you can see the top and the bottom floors, kind of. Kind of. It's hard to tell, but if you know how to read the mini-map and how to read where everybody is, it is a lot easier. Trust me, it's not hard to read the mini-map at all. It's basic. It's very basic. You can tell the difference between if someone is on the top floor or on the bottom floor. It just depends on where you are as well. Basically, if they're on the same floor as you, they'll have a solid red dot. If not, they'll have a ring around that solid red dot. But you'll see that when you go into a game. So let's go test it out yourself. And of course, Exo Launcher, I'm using frags. I like to get a good start and just use my frags, maybe just throw the enemy off of it. Maybe I'll get a hit marker and I can see a rough area the enemies are in and where they're going. Because if you hit the right person and you hit like an anchor or something, you can tell where your team is going. And you can probably flank the anchor. If the anchor gets flanked, your round is pretty well screwed. And the anchor is basically one of your most crucial players besides the OBG player, your general in search. Let's move on to the actual AR OBJ class. Now this class, again, all the perks, same usage. That's pretty well the same perks that I use, especially with the bow. Like fast hands and peripherals, it's not going to change. And you're not going to see me using Gung Ho, Cold Blood, or Blind Eye. Those things are all quite useless, honestly, to me. Unless you're like a hardcore stealth person, then you're going to go with light. You're going to go with freaking low profile. And you're going to have lightweight. I mean, not lightweight. I keep thinking lightweight. Blind Eye, Cold Blooded, and you're going to have hardwired and blast suppressor instead. And all that crap, and you're going to have Exo Mute Device, and you're going to have all these EMPs, and it's just crazy. But really, I have a trophy system on this class because obviously I'm always playing the objective. This is mainly with my hardpoint class, not really search class. OBJ class, I still use my SND class. That's just the class I use in SND, unless I have to go with Anchor and I need the packing rifle for my team. But this is mainly hardpoint, domination, momentum, uplink. And some of those game modes aren't even in competitive, but still, when you're in those little nitty-gritty spots, like I like to call them, because they're always full of action, trophy systems really come in handy. Because if you're always having to boost and dodge around everywhere, trying to dodge grenades, and you're gonna get hit eventually. It's either you got the trophy system or you got Flakjack. But even that, I think Flakjack is still it's good perk, but it's not gonna be that helpful when you have 16 nades coming in, because in real life, you're not going to survive 16 grenades. In fact, you're not going to survive one. It's lucky in this game you can survive 1 to 2, even with Flakjacking on. So surviving 16 is probably not going to happen. I'm not going to say 16 is going to come at you, but a lot of them do come at you. And I've known, and my team knows what it feels like to go up against masters and ranks, have all your speakeasies, and all send the hard point at the same time, and your whole team's stunned, and they drop you easily. Exo trophy system comes in handy so much. And then you got EMPs. Basically, with your trophy system on, you're probably not, it's rare that you're going to hit yourself with an EMP unless you got bad aim. But basically, with the EMPs, you can hit people that are in the hardpoint or got the uplink, so they can't boost up, and they got either throw an uplink, or when they're in the hardpoint, they can't boost up, and you can get a top advantage on them. It's just a little nitty tricks, and yeah, it's not as useful as Black Ops 2, but still, it's good. It gives you those extra couple seconds. In MLG, if MLG players had like a couple more seconds than they usually would to get gunfights, they would drop anybody at all, because all you need is a couple seconds to hit someone. It's not that hard. But next up is my AR Slayer support class. Now this one takes a little bit more explaining. Not with the perks, not with my attachments on my bow, but for the Exo Shield and the threat grenades. Basically, I don't play Slayer support very often. I play Anchor if I have to support most of the time. But when I do, it's very good to support the Slayer or the OBJ player. I have an Exo Shield so I can protect myself a lot of the time if I have to. I don't really use the Exo Shield much. It's really just there if you need it for that split second. Normally I would have the perk Overcharge on, so I can get extra battery life and concuss enemies just to slow them down a little bit. And that's basically a support role, because remember, you're not the actual Slayer. You are a Slayer, but you're just a Slayer support, which means you're just another backup just in case. You can be Slayer support or you can be SMG Slayer. Either or, they're both important roles. But basically for my threat grenades, I shoot them ahead of my team, and it shows me exactly where the enemy players are, so my teammates can see and the Slayers can pre-fire. Because as a Slayer's job, you gotta protect the OBJ player. Same here with the AR Slayer support. But if you know where the enemies are, it's easier to kill them, because most players say you gotta memorize spawns. You can memorize spawns all you want. It's not going to help you 100%. It might help you about 60 to 70% of the time. But spark grenades can increase that to 80-85% of the time, which is going to be a lot more helpful if you see their exact movements rather than predicting where they come from. Because predicting isn't always the easiest thing. Good snipers, phase snipers, they do it well. Not everybody can do it well though. So if not, then spark grenades is just another option. That is basically half of my video. We are going to go into SMGs now. It's pretty basic and straightforward. I'm going to go in randomized order here. I'm going to start up with my 2 anchor classes. Now basically for this class, I don't know what's going on here. I'm supposed to have quick draw, but instead I'm actually going to add extended mags on, because I have to go quick draw or extended mags for my purchase of my ASM1, or my attachments, I mean. But I prefer extended mags overall. Quick draws is there for my Slayer because it's good to be able to react quickly and get that shot off. Anchor, I can play back a little bit more, but I feel more comfortable with the Anchor extended mags instead. Perks are all the same basically for my ASM1 classes, except for here, peripherals on my Slayer class for my SMG Slayer. It's basically an AR Slayer support, but it's just with an SMG, so SMG Slayer in my eyes. Peripherals works exactly how it is before in my battle class. You see your enemies a lot more clear. You can rush around. It's easier to know where your enemies are, and you know how to where to turn. Now the reason why you see me with stuns is so I can rush in there hard, and I'll be able to react and turn and be more mobile when I'm in tight hardpoint areas. That way I can react and get the kill and drop in the enemies quicker. Again, Anchor. I can hang back, be able to play it slow, help my team out. I'm basically the goalie. My SMG OBJ class, basically the same thing. I got peripherals though, so I know exactly where enemies are coming from in the meantime. Because you don't want to get caught in one corner of the hardpoint, or I know I use hardpoint a lot, but this applies to really any objective game. In one corner of like a hardpoint, for example, and then you don't know the enemy's coming up behind you, you need to turn around, and there you go. He's 30 feet in front of you, and he's behind a head glitch. You can't just pick him off in 2 seconds with the ASM1. If he's got a dot, he's gonna pick you off easily. You're gonna get out gunfighted. So if you know where the enemies are coming from for a while, and you can give yourself again a couple more seconds, you can react and get there and be in the best position possible to win your gunfights. Again, trophy system, EMP grenades, very helpful for when you're getting stunned, or when you even have to shoot EMPs into the hardpoint to stop people from using their exosuits, so they can't boost up above you. You'll have the upper hand advantage. It's all about getting the upper hand advantage. It's not about who's being a noob, who's doing this, who's head glitching, who's camping, because camping doesn't exist in COD competitive. Camping is when you sit there the whole game doing nothing. You don't see any competitive COD players doing that, so they're not camping. If they're sitting in the corner, they're thinking. Even I admit, I sit in the corner sometimes, because I'm thinking about where I should go and where the enemy's coming from. I try to predict, and I get myself into the best position possible. But this is my second Anchor class. I actually do not know why. Oh wait. I don't know why I'm not using a third attachment on this class, but I think this one was more pointed towards SND. Even though I should have made a separate SND class with just the ASM1, I put a sniper there just for the little bit of an Anchor feeling. But the Examute is also there, so I guess this class is really just to cover close and far range in general. Of course, the Examute is there, so people don't hear you while you're walking on metal walkways and all that. People don't hear your footsteps. That's very important, because the ASM1, if people hear you from a distance, they're going to pick you off. Again, they could be behind some sort of nasty-ass head glitch, or they could just be a far distance away where the battle's more effective than the ASM1. Maybe not because of your aim could be completely on target. But with the ASM1, it's going to kill the enemies or kill your teammates in less bullets than with the ASM1 from 16 meters away. It's not going to be, and you're not going to have high chances of winning that gunfight. Again, that's where the Morse comes in, just in case that happens. You got a little bit of an Anchor feeling, you play back, you're basically like the goalie in soccer once again, or the goalie, or the goaltender in hockey. You're ready, and you can react fast, you can make the plays, you can make the calls, you can get your team going. Of course, I had one attachment left, one spot left, so I just threw a frag grenade on there, because, you know, hit markers, you might know where the enemy is, and it's a lot easier when you know where the enemy is, because you can't use UAVs in competitive, but Just because you can't use UAVs doesn't mean you can't figure out where enemies are or predict where they are. With frag grenades, stuns, semtexes, it's quite easy just to throw one into a room, get a hit marker, and predict where they're running. Because you can just get their cutoff and you're there, and they don't expect you to be there. But I am moving on to my... Ooh, wait, I actually covered all the classes. I went over the grind out class too. So yeah, currently I'm using the steel bite, my grind out class. I don't even know why I have it there. I'm not even trying to get diamond on it, in fact. I'm just using it just for when I feel like using it, honestly. I haven't been really serious about grinding out to get yeah, thanks to Razor. I haven't been trying to grind out for diamond of late at all. But I want to show you guys a small little drill here before we wrap up the video. I know I did like 20 minutes of talking, and there's not really any gameplay. But if you guys are really serious about COD, you will sit here and you will watch this video, or maybe not even my video, but other videos in general about COD, and just little tips and tricks, things that can make you better. And again, all these classes, anyone can copy these classes. You guys can use them anytime you want. If they work for you, go for it. But if they don't, I don't want you guys sitting here for 10 hours trying to work with a class that works for me just because you want to be where I am. Don't do that. Do something. Make a class that suits your purpose. Something that suits your playstyle. If all you can play is Anchor, then just make a bunch of Anchor classes. If that's the only thing that works for you, then do that. Because you want to be the most effective possible when playing competitive COD. Yes, these guys can play all their roles, but if you can only play one role to start, you can slowly adapt and expand in PUBG games to other roles when it's a lot easier and it doesn't count as much as ranked. My throat's actually getting a little sore. Yes, thank you, Razor, but you know no one can hear you, right, Razor? Yeah, I don't want you to hear echoes and all that. But basically, I'm going to show you guys a little drill. That was suggested to me by a friend of mine. Her name is Darkon60, and she does this. Now, basically, she'll go into firing range with whatever class she wants, mainly her bow, or her basically her MP11 Squeaker or Goliath. She'll go into any one of these stalls. It doesn't matter which stall you go into. See the seconds above? Yeah, I'm trying to like aim up to the seconds, but it says seconds at the top of the screen. See how it's just counting up and up and up? That's basically how long it takes to complete the drill. Obviously, as most of you guys will probably realize already. Except for this last one right here. This one is all up to you. You can change it the way you want and be accurate and just basically aim for the target. But we're not talking about the 8-star. Now that is completely different. Now figure out some good uses for this star right here, and I'll put it in a completely separate video. It'll be a really short video. It'll be something just for you guys to see while you're just eating a snack or something. You're chilling, you're bored, you just want to watch a video for a couple minutes. That'll be a good video for you to watch, and I'll make sure it's a good video for you all. But basically, this drill is basically to aim to the target and basically complete the drill as fast as you can. Now, obviously, right here, I'm not really trying to complete the drill as fast as I can, but I'm just giving you guys a good example. I'm purposely going to take a little bit longer, and I'm going to show you why. Now you see my time was 21.5 seconds. That's actually a pretty fast time. That's actually my second slowest time. So my second fastest, my bad. Second fastest time. My first fastest time is 15.2 seconds. But not only you can get better at acquisition and a better, faster time, but at the same time, if I back out this and quickly go back into the stall and look, see, I'll take out everybody right here, right? And look, if I just backed out and I killed the enemies from the right to the left instead, look what would have happened. So I start from the right, left, boom! I'm already in the way of the next target. Your body will therefore pick up patterns as well, and you will then learn how to actually be more efficient with your aiming. Because by efficiency in aiming, it doesn't always mean being on target. It actually means picking up patterns. If you know where the enemy's coming from, sometimes you'll see some players, COD players, they'll go for 2 or 3 pieces, they'll kill one enemy, and then you'll see 2 more enemies behind them, and they'll just keep shooting. It's not that they don't want to stop. Their body's telling, like, their body will naturally stop shooting. But since they predicted, saw a pattern of enemies coming from behind them, they don't stop shooting because they know they're there. And that's just hardcore predictions. That comes with time That comes with practice and adapting to it. Just like my last video I made with improving reflexes, that comes with time, and that's actually a really hard thing to master. I still have not yet mastered it, and you will notice when you master it. Your gameplay will go up. Who knows, you might even drop a DNA bomb. Right now, my friend Aubrey, she's on her way to a DNA bomb. She told me the other day she went 54-6. I met her on Ghost that she would go 4-12, and it was only just 2 weeks ago where she started going crazy ham after I gave her one little tip on improving reflexes. Now she's just going off. She had the aim and everything, but she just lost her surroundings because she wouldn't let her body take control. She was always thinking. But now that she doesn't even think, like, don't get me wrong, it's good to think where your enemy is, but she doesn't even think in her gunfights. She just wins them now. She just lets her body do it. And I think everybody can do this. It just takes practice and time. For me, it might come 10 minutes, but for you, it might come in like 20 to 30 minutes. It might take 2 days. It might take 2 months. It might take 2 years. No matter how long it takes, just keep practicing. Give it some time. It doesn't just come. It doesn't come instantly. You have to do it till it's muscle memory. And basically, the brain is an easy function. It's an easy. It has one function, and that's basically to retain knowledge in everything that you guys do in life. Basically, there's a simple mathematical equation. Well, this mathematical equation is not with numbers; it's with words. If you put hard work and effort plus the amount of time together, that equals your brain retaining this knowledge and how to use your reflexes more often. Your brain will stop thinking, and your body will just do the work. It's going to feel so easy, and you will know. Because at first, if you're really working your reflexes, your aim should be complete garbage. It should be complete garbage. Mine was too. My aim was exceptional. It was only 2 weeks ago I made my aim completely garbage, and now it's caught back up, but it's gotten better. We all think that just sitting here playing the game makes you better, which it does. But if you try different things and different critiques to your game, change up the class, try something new, even though changing something that works for you isn't always the best thing to do, taking risks at the right time and the right moment, because everything has a place and time, can actually make you an even better, stronger, more effective player out there in the battlefield. But overall, I hope you guys enjoyed this class setup / this little mini drill video. Once again, my name is KOKG Robust, KOKG Robust. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, leave a like, comment, subscribe down below. Again, KOKG Robust, and I am out. I'll see you guys in my next video. Peace.
Yeah.